Next year will be the release of the first Avengers movie since Endgame, and we've had 3 MCU phases building up to it, right? What exactly has been done to prepare for whatever story Avengers Doomsday is gonna tell? The answer is worse than nothing. The MCU has not only failed to set up Doomsday, it's thoroughly sabotaged it. First, let's look at the previous phases built up to their Avengers movies. Phase 1 is simple. It set up the individual heroes that would compose the team, and it established an interconnected universe.
The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people, see if they could work together when we needed them to fight the battles that we never could.
Phase 2 expanded the universe and shook up the status quo. Winter Soldier dissolved S.H.I.E.L.D., and Iron Man 3 showed us how the first Avengers impacted Tony's character.
Nothing's been the same since New York.
Gods, aliens, other dimensions, I'm just a man in a can.
Threat is imminent, and I have to protect the one thing that I can't live without. That's you. And my suits, they're part of me.
This would drive him for the next 2 phases, leading him to create Ultron in Age of Ultron. Phase 3 had the biggest build-up. Avengers introduced the looming threat of Thanos. The first 3 phases also gave us Infinity Stones, objects crucial to the plots of Infinity War and Endgame. Those movies would cap off a decade of long-running character arcs.
I am Iron Man.
One thing you can't take away, I am Iron Man.
And I am Iron Man.
Phases 4, 5, and 6 are known as the Multiverse Saga. What have they done to prepare us for Doomsday? By now, we should have a clear idea about what this thing is going to be about, right?
Wrong!
The characters with the primary connective tissue for the first 3 phases, the Avengers, primarily Cap and Tony, had well-developed and important journeys that heavily impacted each Avengers movie. The Multiverse Saga is notorious for its poorly handled characters. Previously intelligent and well-characterized people became idiotic husks of their former selves. It's like the goal was to thoroughly destroy them. Doctor Strange is now a moron. Thor and Hulk are no jokes. Sam is now morally abhorrent. Wanda is now comically evil.
Etc., etc.
Most insulting are the retcons. Fury was never a great spy. Loki was always pathetic. Everyone's always been shit.
Least you can do is not rewrite history.
And the new characters don't fare much better. They're either the epitome of bland and forgettable, or are insufferable.
Because I'm better than you?
Silence, you tiny brain head!
Right now, the best new character is John Walker, and the writers hate him. You could view Cap and Tony as the main characters of the first 3 phases. The Multiverse Saga has no such leads. There's no one for the audience to latch onto, and no one driving an overarching story. There's no one worthy of any investment. On a related note, the MCU has majorly fumbled the Avengers. The status quo of the team has always been important, but entering Phase 4, it just sort of evaporated. While we lost much of the core team, we still had Hulk and Thor, not to mention the various other heroes considered members at one time or another. So why then was it considered gone post-Endgame?
It's kind of strange that it's all over now, right? Avengers are gone. No one else is coming to save the day.
There are multiple characters heavily invested in ensuring a team exists.
We're gonna be okay. You can rest now.
And who's gonna protect the world if it isn't people like us?
I'll do my best.
But we get nothing until Brave New World, set 4 years later, where Sam has to be convinced to make a team. A lot of time was dedicated to supposed successors of the OG Avengers. There was clearly an intent to assemble a Young Avengers, meant to become the primary team.
Did you think you were the only kid superhero in the world?
However, those plans seem to have fallen through, given that no one gives a shit about any of these new characters. As a result, Brave New World and Thunderbolts had to hastily throw together some teams a year out from the next Avengers movie.
Congratulations, you're a failure.
The main draw of the MCU is its interconnectedness, so its world building is crucial. It's sad to say the Multiverse Saga has severely dropped the ball in this regard. It had the arduous task of handling a post-blip world. The whole planet dealt with the collapse of the economy, infrastructure, government, education, technology, and socialization. Post-Endgame Earth should be a drastically different world. So it's pretty disappointing that all of this was basically swept aside immediately. The only story that tried tackling the consequences of the blip was Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
You control the banks. You can move borders.
You can knock down a forest with the email. You can feed 1 million people with the phone call.
Yeah, the less said about that show, the better.
Never go full retard.
Every other story either hand-waved it away or simply ignored it. It's like it never happened. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. Nearly every movie or show in the Multiverse Saga contradicts or undermines what came before. Loki might be the biggest offender. It makes a mockery of the Infinity Stones, creates time travel rules that contradict Endgame and itself, and establishes that prior to this show, there was no free will in the MCU. What the fuck? The Sokovia Accords are gone, super soldiers keep popping up left and right, and now we have a dozen different secret organizations that supposedly control everything.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria!
Going into Doomsday, it's difficult to say what the status quo is anymore. The Multiverse Saga has failed to build on anything, and all the new shit is incoherent. Speaking of incoherent, the titular multiverse in the Multiverse Saga is an absolute clusterfuck. Each story has its own ideas about what the multiverse is and how it works, resulting in many a contradiction. Are alternate timelines the same as alternate universes? Can sling rings travel the multiverse or not? How does a finite organization police an infinite amount of timelines? Kangs, incursions, anchor beings, absolute points. None of it makes sense, and none of it aligns with anything else. And that's not to mention how the MCU has chosen to use the multiverse as little more than a cameo machine. Great. Basically, the new saga revolves around the multiverse, while also making it totally nonsensical.
I promise you this will make sense.
It seems Doomsday will heavily rely on the multiverse, making the foundations of its script completely fucking broken from page 0. The first 3 phases built up to Thanos. He was this looming threat, shrouded in mystery. His goal was to collect the Infinity Stones, items of cosmic power, for some unknown purpose. This worked well to inspire intrigue and hype for Infinity War to pay off. The Multiverse Saga tried and failed to replicate this strategy. It introduced Kang, someone framed as a threat to all universes. He was then defeated in every single appearance he made. Yeah, not exactly inspiring fear. And then, because of behind-the-scenes shenanigans, Kang was abruptly dropped, leaving the Multiverse Saga without a villain. It was then announced that Dr. Doom would fill that role. At this time, a year out from Doomsday, he's made a single appearance in which he says and does nothing. We don't know jack or shit about this dude, and he's had zero involvement in anything.
You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
Doomsday is doomed. Zday. The Multiverse Saga has gone a long way to undermine the characters and world building of the MCU, while introducing new characters that suck, a multiverse that makes no sense, and a villain we know nothing about. All of this works to sabotage Doomsday before it even arrives, ensuring it's nearly impossible for it to succeed. What do you guys think? Any hope for Avengers Doomsday? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. Special thanks to channel member whatever. If you want to become a member, just hit join below. For $1, you get access to custom emojis and members-only polls. For $3, you get access to members-only videos and end-of-video shoutouts. So consider becoming a channel member today. Stick around, check out some of my other videos. Until next time.